Maps, food, elastic bands. Here are 7 ridiculous things we do in the name of gaming.
We always stress on this channel that games make a brilliant part of a healthy lifestyle. In fact, I've done a stack of videos on just how good they are for you. I'm not going to undo all that, but sometimes it's important to look at the times we got so involved that others might not entirely understand our actions as legitimate life choices.
How do you write a resume when you haven't done anything?
The extraordinary lengths to which we will go for one particular achievement perhaps, or how someone sitting next to me actually modded a controller so he could level up faster. Naming no names, obviously.
Does it count as modding if you just use an elastic band? We'll find out in just a bit. Here are 7 ridiculous things we do in the name of gaming.
Success in a game is brilliant. It presses all those bits of our brains that say, yay, you did it, and activates all kinds of happy-making endorphins. But we know the truth. None of it actually matters unless we're recognised by a small rectangle appearing in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen.
What are you doing?
A small rectangle appearing in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen.
She's a warlock. So even if you aren't as obsessed as Louise seems to be, you've probably gone to great lengths to earn one particular digital pat on the back. Maybe you wore your fingers to the bone trying not to die in some twisted platformer. Perhaps you had to beg and plead enough people to be in one place at once. Yes, I'm looking at you, Burnout Paradise. Or maybe, just maybe, you're one of the tiny number of people who decided it was actually a good idea to drive for 8 real hours in Roundabout, the game about an eternally spinning limousine. Please don't be one of those people.
Well, what's the most ridiculous thing you've done for an achievement?
Nothing, because I don't feel the need to justify my existence with someone else's arbitrary to-do list, because success, as everyone knows, is its own reward.
Oh. I mean, me too, definitely. I absolutely did not spend hours circling the same London market in Assassin's Creed Syndicate just to destroy 5,000 things for one trophy. Definitely, I definitely didn't do that. No.
Maps in games are brilliant. Giant, sprawling, top-down views of everything you need to do. But when it comes to some games, if you're trying to do one thing in particular, nothing can truly replace the old-school feel of paper and pen. Or, in Matt's case, papyrus and quill.
Now this is more like it. There's nothing quite like playing an Elder Scrolls game with a real-life paper map. Like you're actually part of a fellowship, rather than someone sitting in an ergonomic chair in a well-lit room. There's something wonderfully nostalgic about playing the likes of Legend of Grimrock in old school mode, where you have to make the map yourself with real-life paper and a real-life pen. They both have to be real. There's even an achievement for doing it this way, although I probably haven't quite got there yet.
So you do try and get achievements? Arbitrary to-do list, indeed.
Ow.
However, if we're confessing things and talking about in-game maps, it's only right that I admit to importing all the Assassin's Creed 2 maps into an iPad drawing app and then crossing off all the feather locations so I didn't miss any. It's what Ezio would have wanted.
I've said it before and I'll say it again right now, playing a game while eating the correct kind of food can completely change your experience. Skyrim just isn't the same without a table in front of you piled with cheese wheels, meat and freshly baked bread. I'll ignore the fact that on my keto diet I can't even eat digital carbs, let alone the real thing, but it brings the game to life nevertheless. Matching food to your game is an art form, and yes, that does mean I eat noodles and drink sake when I'm playing Yakuza. And no, I can't have either of those on keto either. Why am I doing this to myself?
Oh, sorry, I've been playing Donut County. Oh, you can't have this either, can you?
No!
Well, to make you feel better, does it make the experience richer when you can eat them?
Of course it does. It's like a delicious version of VR where you feel immersed in the world and get to taste delicious things instead of occasionally wanting to throw up.
Even if you aren't like Matt and don't need your living room to be piled high with monster meat and Final Fantasy toast, toast. Maybe you sit in a giant cardboard box with windows cut out of it to play racing games in. Yes, this is something that someone I know has actually done. Or perhaps you like your gaming lighting set up in a very specific way. Maybe you change your smart bulbs to match the interior of your No Man's Sky ship, or to recreate the hues of Destiny's planets. Or, not that we're biased, you could definitely use LightSync speakers to let Resident Evil 2's sense of creeping dread clamber in your windows.
It's one thing spending hours playing a game to get an achievement, it's quite another to not play it, like I'm not playing here. See? Nothing happening. Just nothing.
Do you have any idea how boring this is to watch? I'm bored and I work with you and I have to pretend that I like it.
Anyway, many of us have anecdotes about rigging our gear to make a particularly tough goal more achievable. In my case, I was trying to reach the top of House Redoran in Morrowind, and to do so you need to reach a particular level in one of the favoured skills, which in my case was athletics. Now, the inevitable problem with this is that levelling athletics in Morrowind takes ages. So my solution was to attach an elastic band to my pad and leave my noble Dunmer hero swimming in a filthy Balmora canal until he reached level 90, because nothing builds stamina like doing the front crawl while wearing a full suit of armour.
Swimming in armour, eh? You should definitely try that in real life.
Admit it, sometimes there you are standing in the queue at your local coffee shop when all you can think about is your tabby slimes escaping. Who cares that Slime Rancher definitely doesn't exist when you aren't there? Sometimes you just need to answer the call of the ever-changing plot market. When a game sneaks into your head, it doesn't matter what it is. The only way to extricate it is to play.
And certainly once you've scratched that itch and are finally sitting down playing, that's only half the battle, quite literally in my case, as I play Total War. Sometimes, even when you finish playing a game and gone to bed, all you can think about is what you're going to do next.
Which area am I going to murder my way across tomorrow night?
Which of my neighbours am I going to crush under the armoured boot of conquest? Scotland, probably.
How will I organise my crops for peak Junimo cooperation?
Oh no, what if someone has stolen my name for a guild based on the Teutonic Order in World of Warcraft?
Oh, look at us bonding over games and sharing a section. Oh, never mind.
It's time for a show of hands. How many people here have turned down an invitation to socialise because of a special event in your favourite game?
We've all done it, whether you want to enjoy Fortnite's real-time events firsthand or spend your birthday getting cake in Metal Gear Solid 5, we've all shunned social events for specific in-game activities. Who needs to go out on Halloween when you can flutter out to recapture Man-Bat in Arkham Knight? And why would someone want to go out for holiday drinks when there's Ark Survival Evolved's dinosaur take on the festivities?
And that's not all we need to feel slightly guilty about. Chances are that you've taken at least one sick day on the day of release of your favourite game, even when you know fine well that the servers will never work first time around and you'll just be left looking at a loading screen.
But, and here's an important but, remember that games are good for you to relax and recharge. So, if you're feeling under the weather or slightly stressed, sometimes a good session in your favourite peaceful game can do you a world of good. So, if you're having a legitimate sick day, remember that Abzu can help, like a nice, warm, convalescent bath. Public service announcement over.
And finally, we've got one of the most time-consuming examples of all, those bits in games where they let us explore our own creativity and create our own characters. The only problem with this is when we spend so long on our digital avatars that we, forget to play the actual game. I've spent so long trying to craft the perfect orc in various RPGs that I feel like the Saruman of not going outside.
I'd have thought it would have been easy to create an orc. All you really need is a mirror.
Yeah, well, all you need is a shut up. And the most dangerous, time-consuming version of this is creating your own wrestlers in a WWE game. I spent weeks and months trying to create the perfect versions of wrestlers missing from the roster years before you could just download a better one online. And who among us can resist the temptation to create themselves in a game, or better yet, someone who's been mean to you?
And from Glasgow, Scotland, Lewis Bland.
Matthew, who was that supposed to be?
How did you even see that? I knew she was a warlock.
So that's 7 completely ridiculous things we do in the name of gaming. Drop us a like if you also like Skyrim and cheese, and let us know in the comments below any absurd things you've done just to enjoy your favourite games that little bit more. Subscribe to Logitech G for more videos just like this one, and if you do already subscribe, don't forget to hit that lovely notification bell so that you know exactly when our next video lands.
This singles contest has a victor.